This program is part of the Cosmic Potato Podcast Network. For more shows like this, visit our website at cosmicpotatonetwork.com.
Watching television, watching television. Watching television, watching television. I need all the image, I need all the sound. I know the info right into my mind.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Trial by Pilot. This is the show where we judge an entire series of television and the work of hundreds on one episode. I'm Bill Lynch.
I'm Elizabeth Lynch.
Do you still think I talk too fast, or do you think I've slowed down as I've gotten older?
I mean, this intro that you just did was very fast.
Yeah. Sometimes I can recognize it as I'm speaking, like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
I'm also very used to it. Like, I can understand mostly what
Right.
you're saying.
Basically, your whole life is watching someone at 1.5 speed on YouTube.
Basically. There are times where I'm just like, what? Like, not like when we're recording, but just like you, like in life when you say something to me, I'm like, I don't know what you just said. But like, I'm pretty used to it.
Yeah. I've tried to slow down. I try to consciously slow down when I can.
If Bill's talking like at a normal speed and you can understand him, he's just being really condescending to you.
That's a safe assumption anyway.
Or when you explain board games, you like slow down.
Yeah. Yeah. I will say I still, whenever I turn on a podcast or YouTube, like on a different computer or like a different platform, and it's going at 1 time speed, I recognize it almost immediately. And I'm like, I can't listen to this. Like, it's so slow. It's painful.
I just don't understand that. Like, why do you just want to listen to people in the time, in the way that they speak?
'Cause
And
they
is
speak-
it hard for you to listen to me on a daily basis?
Oh, it's torture. It's,
Like, is that why you
it's literal torture.
never listen to me?
No, I mean, it's a
I
real
talk
issue.
too slow.
I am a severely impatient person.
Yeah.
That infects every part of my life. And when people talk slow, I'm like, can you fucking get on with it? I have other stuff to do.
I've got to go watch TikTok.
Those are fast. 15 seconds. Hit. No, but oh my God. I mean, some of the board game channels that I watch, and, you know, to be fair, they are often explaining games or reviewing them, and they should be talking slowly. But to me, I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
talk faster. It's so painful. Yeah, those I have to watch at least 1.5. And then podcasts, I usually listen to at like 1.3 or 1.25.
I wonder if you like went back to school now and had to sit in a lecture, if you would just like tear your eyeballs out.
Probably.
Because like when we were in school, that's just, you know, school was live all the time, you know, like you didn't
Yeah.
have control over that. And like now that you have this world where you can speed things up.
Yeah, it's great. I don't speed up, you know, television shows or what's the term? You know, art. I don't speed up art.
Okay.
It's people, you know, just bullshitting about stuff that, like, I want them to talk faster.
Yeah.
For example, I did not speed up the pilot to Anxious People that we watched for this episode.
Good. It would have made them seem even more anxious.
Yeah, and I can't do it for foreign language shows because then I don't have time to read the subtitles.
It's true. Because guess what, everybody? We watched another foreign language show.
Maybe I'll come up with some ridiculous sound effect to put in here. I don't know what I would put in without making it seem like culturally insensitive or racist or something.
Maybe not.
This one is... Did something pop into your head?
Yeah.
Or, okay. Tell me later.
Okay.
In case you're just tuning in for the first time and you just listen to us talk about how fast I speak, we often like to tease ourselves about watching foreign language shows, and we've done it again. Mm-hmm. This one is Swedish. It is on Netflix. It's called Anxious People, and it opens with a young man jogging on a bridge somewhere in a very small town in Sweden. How do I put this nicely? This guy is a little awkward looking.
He's not conventionally attractive.
Yeah. You know, he's got like a terrible haircut with like long blonde hair.
The worst haircut, and it's like flat iron. I mean, maybe his hair is just naturally straight. Could be.
Yeah.
Because I feel like sometimes Swedish people do have like much straighter hair.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know, but anyway, it's really, really an awful haircut.
Yeah. And, you know, he's got like a little...
Weird facial hair going on.
Buck teeth, no chin. Just you know.
He's goofy looking.
Listen, he's not the lead from The Silent Sea that we reviewed.
Oh my God, no.
Sorry to throw it back to last week already.
Go back and listen to it, okay, guys?
I'm just so glad I mentioned something, and now you're like, oh my God, I know. You're like sliding out of your chair. Like, shut up. So as this guy is jogging on the bridge, we get a flashback of him as a child on this bridge, and he like tries to stop this man from jumping off and committing suicide, and is unsuccessful.
Right.
He mentions also that his dad is a cop. Like, hey, my dad's a cop. He can help talk to you. Blah blah blah. And the guy's like, all right, just hold this for me. And then when he takes it, he jumps.
Right.
What did he give to him to hold?
It was an envelope. He said, take this to the bank for me.
Oh, that's right.
And he was like, okay, if you promise not to jump. He said, okay, I won't. He goes, good. And he turns around, and the guy just jumps.
Yeah.
He's kind of like, that's also a stupid kid.
Also, I think that he probably would have survived that jump.
He put rocks in his backpack.
Oh, that's right. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
I mean, they didn't look like very heavy rocks, but he did put rocks in his backpack.
Yeah. I think he would have been fighting to stay underneath the water. So now it's present day, and this guy is getting his hair done, and the hairdresser is like halfway done with it, and he's got like a roller in one side or like a clip or something.
Yeah. And they're like arguing over what his haircut should be, too.
Yeah.
And because she's just like kind of saying how awful it looks.
Right.
Like,
and he sees his dad outside and goes like in the middle of the haircut, like runs outside to go talk to his dad about his sister, who apparently is a drug user and is constantly manipulating the dad into like sending her money.
Right.
And like, I think that he suspects that's happening again. So he like runs out to talk to the dad.
yeah. So like the hairdresser says like, oh, something about your sister's coming into town. And he's like, did he buy the ticket?
Yes.
So I guess she's like, oh, I'm going to come home, send me money for a ticket. But then she buys drugs with it instead.
Right. So meanwhile, a bank robbery is happening. And unfortunately for the bank robber, this is a cashless bank. So, you know, like they're like yelling at each other inside this bank. And then on the other side of the glass is these two cops who don't see what's happening, like right next to them because they're talking about something else. Eventually the robber flees, and now the cops do see because they're alerted by the hairdresser. And so they start chasing this person. And the robber goes into an open house viewing to escape with, I think it was like 6 people. There's the real estate agent, a couple, woman, and then like an older couple who seem to be like trying to like scam everybody or like scare them out of renting the place so they can have it.
Yeah.
Something like that. And
yeah, because we see them beforehand saying like, this only doesn't work if so-and-so messes up. Like they're saying, they're like planning something before. Yeah.
And so, you know, the robber comes in with a gun, and so they all like are scared. But the robber doesn't say anything. Right. And so the older guy who's like involved in whatever scam is like just shouting for the robber, basically like, everyone get on the floor. This is what you're supposed to do. Take out your cell phones and put them on the floor. Everyone's like, shut up. And it becomes clear very quickly that these two cops, the dad and the son, are like way out of their element.
Oh, yeah. This is like a tiny town that doesn't see much action. They don't know what to do.
Yeah, now they have a hostage situation.
Yeah. And
so the son calls up Stockholm to like get some other police there. Mm-hmm. The dad gets upset about that and says, you know, the son's like, you know, we can't handle this. It's too much.
Also, it takes Stockholm a long time to get there. I don't know how far it was.
I don't know. Yeah. And then there's a gunshot through the window from this apartment. Mm-hmm. And so the dad gets on a loudspeaker, and like everything he says is just so funny.
And he like can't work the loudspeaker at first.
Oh yeah, he tries to turn it on, and it's just like the siren.
Meanwhile, this whole time the son has a half-finished haircut, and the hairdresser keeps trying to fix it for him, like in the street.
Yeah. He's like, not now, not now. So finally, they get this woman to come out onto the balcony, wave gently, just to like signal we're okay, and then she goes back inside. And so later on, the dad and the son are in the police car, and, you know, they're both upset about this sister. They're talking about that. And so the son agrees, like, listen, I'll call off Stockholm, you know, we'll handle this. And so they wait for a while, and eventually the guy comes out on the balcony and throws something and hits the son in the face. And it's a lime with a note attached to it.
A lime. I forgot. Just chucked a lime at him.
Just like whacks him right in the face. And so it's a note that they want pizzas delivered. That's the hostage demand. So the dad runs into this pizza shop and just like grabs this guy's pizzas that he's about to buy.
And he starts like making them, like trying to like make them to order too.
Yeah, so he's like scraping stuff off and like asking the guy for other stuff. And so they deliver the pizzas. Oh, they also think the entire time that there is a bomb, that this hostage that this person had a bomb, because there is a box of like wires and like Christmas lights at the top of the stairs.
Right.
So at this point they realize it's not a bomb because the dad has delivered the pizzas to them.
Yeah.
But then like they want to see fireworks, so fireworks start going off, and the hairdresser again is trying to cut the son's hair in the street as Stockholm shows up just as the hostages are released.
Right.
And so they come out into the street, and there's an extra guy there with like a furry costume. So he's like wearing like a full like rabbit suit with like a sex outfit.
Oh, I don't know why I'm not remembering this.
But he doesn't have the rabbit head.
Okay.
There's also another woman there who was not in the original group. So there's two people now who weren't in the original group.
Yes.
Obviously, I think it's the woman that was the robber, right?
That's what I think. And so at one point he has them all come out onto the balcony. They all come out onto the balcony.
Yeah.
And so they're trying to like count them all or whatever.
Yes.
And then, but you don't get like a clear idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So everyone comes out, but then someone sees movement in the upstairs apartment. And so the SWAT team goes in with the two cops behind them, but they can't find anyone. No one's there. And I think it was the son who said like he saw something.
Yeah.
And so like the SWAT guy from Stockholm is like being a little bit jerky and like insults the son's haircut and like basically their ineptitude about the whole situation. Right. And so the two cops are interviewing the hostages back at the station. Again, there were 6 originally. Now there's 8 of them.
Yeah.
And, you know, finally they let them all go. And the son vows that he's going to get to the bottom of this and find who this hostage taker was. Mm-hmm. And it ends like very abruptly.
Yeah. What did it end on?
The scene just like ends. Like he like says that, like walks down the hall and it just like cuts. And
yeah.
It's over. But then the credits are over these like weird ass close-ups of all the hostages like making like provocative faces.
Yeah.
It was so strange. Oh, so weird. But the pilot I thought was pretty funny.
Yeah, it was funny.
You know, I think it like hit the mark exactly how it wanted to. Like it was funny and awkward.
Yeah, the tone was really strange.
Yeah. But I think the tone was what they wanted it to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was funny. Quirky, definitely like some real characters in there.
Yeah. And
it's just funny because it's like, well, obviously they want to see fireworks so that there's a big distraction and diversion. And like now there's like all these extra people. I mean, they just like completely like messed up the whole whole thing. Yeah, I'm curious to see, you know, obviously they'll be trying to find out who the hostage taker was. And I think it's probably that woman, although maybe there'll be some kind of swerve that it wasn't. Yeah. Like maybe she was just in another apartment like the sex rabbit guy. Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry. But I was going to say, I'm hoping we also get into the other characters a little bit more. Mm-hmm. Like I thought maybe there would be another scene like in the apartment with them, like getting into their characters, but there really wasn't. I guess because they didn't want to reveal anything. Maybe they'll do that now. Right. Yeah. But yeah, otherwise I liked it. Yeah. At first I was thinking like, oh, maybe the sister is the hostage taker. That's what I thought too. That's what you thought too? Yeah. But then it's not, because like, I mean, at least she wasn't maybe there. It's not. She wasn't there in the end. But then I thought like also that it was the woman. Yeah. Because I was like, wait a second, I didn't see her before. Right. And then I thought, are they all in on it?
By the end?
At the end, just because we saw that older couple talking about something like this only doesn't work if she doesn't do blah, blah, blah or something. And so I thought maybe they're all in on it in some way, or a number of them are in on it.
Yeah. When they all left, I thought like, oh, did they all bond in there with this person? And like now they're just pretending that it's not her?
Right.
But I don't know. What do you think? This is also like the show we watched last week, only 6 episodes and they're like half an hour or less. Do you think that you will continue to watch?
I think so, because I think it's really kind of silly and funny. So I like that it's kind of lighthearted.
Yeah.
So I think I'll keep
it was kind
watching
of like weird, kind of offbeat. Mm-hmm. And I mean, if you're going to watch, then I probably will too.
Yeah.
Because I need like a little push to watch stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I have said before, like, you know, if you really like this show, let me know. But if you're going to watch it, then that's an easy
Plus, we kind of have like a
motivator.
gap right now, and I think like that's a good one for us to watch together.
We're not watching shit right now.
I know. I can't even think of like what we're supposed to go back and watch. Like, is there anything we left hanging? I don't think so. This never happens because we're like, there's so much TV. But for some reason, I mean, it'll pick up again.
It's January.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of TV on right now. I mean, we only have like long-standing stuff that we like let drop. But you know, are we going back to My Brilliant Friend?
I know.
or
I think about it
Battlestar
all the
Galactica?
time.
It is once again our most downloaded episode.
Really?
Yeah, it retook the #1 spot over Queen's Gambit. I don't have, you know, we haven't watched it in a year and a half, probably.
Yeah.
I'm just, you know, it was great, but I'm done with it.
when you're away, will this come out when you're away?
Yes.
Okay, so maybe I'll watch it then.
Maybe.
No, we'll see. Depends how early Billy goes to bed. I have been watching, and just like that, I've seen now 3.5 episodes.
Is it dumb?
I think. Yeah. Yeah. It didn't. Oh, no, wait. Maybe 4.5. Because I didn't get to see. Yeah. So I think I've seen like 4 full episodes. And then like I started one the other day. And I didn't get to finish it because our son has been up my butt, basically. So it's not great. I'm really like, I keep giving it. I thought that the 3rd episode, it had really like settled in.
Yeah.
That it had really settled.
Can I help you?
Can I help you? I felt like it had settled back into itself, like what I remember from Sex and the City, and like the writing got a little bit better, and like now it's just getting so stupid. It just leaves me wondering, like, why? What was even the point of this? And I was saying to my friend the other night, because he was saying he's not watching it. He was like, I just can't. Like, I think maybe he watched the first one and he was like, I just can't do it. His husband is watching it though. Same reason I am. And I was just saying, like, I feel like it feels.
Wait, who is watching it?
Ben is watching it.
Oh, that surprises me that it's not reversed.
I know. I thought, but you know what? Ben also likes Grace and Frankie, and Michael doesn't. And
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting. Well. But anyway, I lost track of what I was saying. Oh, so the same reason that I was watching it, he's watching it basically just to see. But I was telling him, like, I feel like it's like a vanity project that they wanted to come in and correct all of the wrongs that they're getting shade for, that it's like not being remembered as like this perfect, amazing show because they didn't do things in a diverse, inclusive way.
Right.
And they said some offensive things about trans people and gay people. You know, it's just a very narrow view.
Yeah.
And I don't think that they like that. That's their legacy. And so they did this vanity project, trying to correct all of that in the most awkward, stupid way. That's my take. Like, what else is the point of doing this? No one was asking for it.
Yeah, I mean, do you think it was the creators that are thinking that and wanted to correct it? Or do you think it was the cast or a combo of both?
I think that probably it is a combo of like Sarah Jessica Parker and Michael Patrick King.
Okay.
That's my
Yeah.
like mine. Like those are the two names that like really I think had the most like say and push and
Yeah.
and they love. I mean, I get it. It's like I freaking loved Crimes of the Heart. Okay, it was a play that I was in my senior year of college, and I was really good in it. And a lot of people gave me a lot of really nice compliments, and I felt like I was on top of the world. And would I love to go back and relive my days as Babe? Like, I just felt there's so many good feelings attached to everything about that. Preparing for it, actually acting it, my costumes, everything. Mm-hmm. But it's fucking over. Like you gotta move on.
Yeah. I mean, tell that's a half of what Hollywood's producing these days.
I know.
That's why we watch foreign language stuff. I know. Give them 40 years and then they'll just be remaking everything too.
What was the show that we watched recently with the I want to say it was like Luxembourg? Was there a show that we watched? Capitani. Yeah.
That was in Luxembourgish.
Is that coming back?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. I was just thinking of that, like just kind of like a very random show for us to happen upon,
Yeah, I mean, I think we've really enjoyed like all of the foreign language stuff we've watched. Like there hasn't been a pilot that we haven't continued with, except you said you might not continue with Silent Sea. But everything else we've really liked and has been really good. But there's always just like funky little nuances that like are cultural or not just with the language, of course, but like decision making in like the production and like the direction of the shows. It's just interesting to see. Yeah, like Capitani for one. Different. Like we both really enjoyed Capitani. Yeah, the last episode was directed in such a fucking bizarre way. Yes, yeah. it's funny.
Yeah, it's different because it's like it's not Hollywood. Yeah. And maybe it's like the Hollywood, like quote unquote, of wherever, their country. I don't know much about like, the film industry in all these other countries, but like, so maybe there is like that same kind of thing where like, I don't know, like for some reason it seems like, maybe this is like an ignorant thing to say, but like more pure. But maybe that's just because I don't personally know any of these directors or any of these actors and their egos or their like I don't know any of it. I mean, it's all brand new to me.
Listen, I don't either, but I think that's probably a fair assumption when you like read into the TV and film industry in this country and you find out like just how much say production companies have and big studios have and how often they are at odds with directors who like want to represent their vision and the studio's like, nope, you got to appeal to these other audiences. Nope, you got to appeal to, this age bracket. Nope, you got to,
I have to tell you, as much as you love foreign language shows, I really implore you to watch Call My Agent. I would watch it again with you. It's so good, and it is about the film industry in another country. Yeah. It's so good.
It's French, right?
It's French, and you're learning French right now.
Ah, oui. Je parle français.
Ouais. That's how they say yeah. Okay. Ouais. Ouais. You gotta watch it. I think you would really like it. That acting is fantastic, and everyone in the cast is like beautiful in this like really like French way. Like this, like they just have this like je ne sais quoi. Yeah, every single one of them. Well, there's one that I'm like, not my taste, but like still like a handsome guy. Okay.
Yeah. Would you recommend Anxious People?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, if you're looking for a little something funky, funny.
Yeah, something silly.
You think I'll get a second season on Netflix?
Maybe.
I don't know.
I'm a little nervous about it.
You're a little nervous about it?
I'm just trying to tie it back into the title of the show.
I'm a little anxious about it.
I'm a little anxious about whether or not it's going to get
I'm an anxious person. All right, everybody. If you have suggestions on shows for us to watch, you can email us at trialbypilot@gmail.com. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at trialbypilot. And please go on to Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, wherever you're listening to this. Subscribe to the show, leave a review, and tell a friend.
And thank you to the Beats for providing our theme music.
Thanks, Beats.
Bye.
Bye.
Watching